The Netherlands is more than windmills, a surprising journey. When you think of the Netherlands, you probably picture this: windmills, canals, cheese, and wooden shoes. It's a beautiful picture, an iconic image known around the world. It's the Netherlands of postcards. But what if I told you this is also the Netherlands? No, you're not looking at a painting of the Scottish Highlands. This is Veluwe National Park. And it's just our first clue that there's more to this country than meets the eye. We're going to tear up the postcard and discover a side of the Netherlands you've never seen. We'll journey through ancient forests that feel straight out of a fairy tale, explore villages so quiet they seem hidden from time, and find stories of grit and genius that go way beyond building windmills. So get ready to rethink what you know. This is the Netherlands beyond the brochure. 1. The unexpected wilderness. Veluwe National Park. Our journey starts here in Gelderland Province, at Veluwe National Park. Now, when you imagine a Dutch park, you might picture flat, perfect gardens. But Veluwe doesn't play by those rules. It's the oldest national park in the country, a protected area of over 50 square kilometers that was carved out during the second to last ice age. Massive glaciers pushed and sculpted the earth, creating the rolling hills you see today. A landscape that feels ancient and wild. The heart of the park, and its most famous viewpoint, is the Posbank. It sits 90 meters above sea level, which might not sound like much, but in a country famous for being flat, it honestly feels like a mountain. From up here, the view is staggering. On a clear day, you can see over 20 kilometers all the way to Germany. But the real magic happens in late summer, usually around August and September. That's when the heather blooms, carpeting these hills in a ridiculous blanket of purple. It's a huge draw for photographers, especially at sunrise when mist hangs in the valleys, creating an otherworldly scene that looks like it was plucked right out of Tuscany. We got here before dawn to see that misty sunrise for ourselves. There's a rule against driving up to the viewpoints before the sun is up, to protect the local wildlife. So we parked and walked up in the pre-dawn chill. And let me tell you, it is worth every single step. As the sun comes over the horizon, the light cuts through the fog, turning the purple hills into this masterpiece of light and shadow. It's completely silent, except for the wind and the distant call of a bird. This park isn't just a pretty face. It's full of life. You can hike or bike on well-marked trails and come face to face with a herd of shaggy Highland cattle or a flock of sheep. But the real prize for animal lovers is the red deer. In the fall, during mating season, you can hear the males roaring, a powerful primal sound that echoes through the forest. We spent the whole morning just getting lost in the best way possible. You can wander through dense pine and beech forests, pop out onto the open heath, and even find patches of sand that look like tiny deserts. Feels like several different countries packed into one park. This isn't just a patch of nature. It's a living ecosystem that tells a story of geology and conservation. And it's our first big piece of evidence that the Netherlands isn't flat, and it's not all tamed. It has a wild, rugged heart, and you can find it right here. 2. The Whispering Villages, Edam and Marken. After the epic hills of Veluwe, our journey takes us from the forest to the water's edge, to a region just north of Amsterdam called Waterland. This area is known for its cute villages, but we're dodging the tour buses and heading for the places that still have their secrets. First stop, the tiny village of Edam. Seriously, if you blink, you'll miss it. With a population of only about 135 to 160 people, it's more of a handful of houses than a town. And that's exactly what makes it so special. The moment you arrive, the city noise just vanishes. All you hear is the wind in the reeds and the gentle lapping of the Marken Lake. The village is just a small cluster of colorful, traditional wooden houses. No souvenir shops, no crowds, just a deep sense of peace. It's the perfect place for a quiet walk or a bike ride along the dikes, where your only companions are the local sheep and cows. It's a peek into a tranquil rural Dutch life that's just a stone's throw from the capital. From Edam, we're heading to a place that really feels like a time capsule, the former island of Marken. For centuries, Marken was completely isolated, a tiny fishing community in the middle of the Zuiderzee. That isolation created a totally unique culture. In 1957, a causeway finally connected Marken to the mainland, but it has never ever lost its island soul. Walking into the village, you'll immediately notice the houses. They're these beautiful dark green and black wooden homes, many built on man-made mounds or stilts, a clever defense against the constant threat of floods. The village itself is a maze of narrow lanes and little bridges over tiny canals. It's unbelievably charming and perfectly preserved. We're walking out to the eastern tip of the peninsula to see its most famous landmark, the Paard van Marken Lighthouse, which means the Horse of Marken. The current tower was built in 1839 and stands at 16 meters tall. Its bright white and red top is a striking sight against the huge expanse of the lake. Fun fact: the lighthouse is still a private residence, so you can't go inside. Apparently, there's a strict selection process for who gets to live there, and you need to have nautical knowledge. Sitting on the bench near the lighthouse, you can really feel the history of this place, a history completely defined by the sea. What makes Marken so powerful is understanding its struggle. A devastating flood in 1916 pushed the Dutch to launch one of their most ambitious projects ever, the Zuiderzee works. This massive undertaking led to the Afsluitdijk, a giant dike that closed off the sea and turned the saltwater Zuiderzee into the freshwater lake we see today. It saved the land from floods, but it also completely upended life for fishing villages like Marken. Their industry vanished overnight. Today, the village has found a new way forward. It feels authentic, with old fishing nets used as decorations and workshops where you can still see wooden shoes being made. Marken and Edam are more than just pretty photo ops. They're living monuments to the Dutch battle with water, a force that has shaped this entire nation. We found a Netherlands that is wild, resilient, and full of surprises. So, we began this journey wondering what the Netherlands was really about, beyond the clichés. I think we found the answer. It's in the quiet of a misty sunrise over a purple hill. It's in the tough, resilient spirit of a village that used to be an island. It's in the brilliant, defiant design of a medieval fortress built to outsmart the sea. And it's in that wild, humbling feeling of walking on the seabed. The Netherlands is a country of incredible variety. It's a nation of artists and engineers, a place where you can find ancient forests right next to modern marvels. The postcard image is beautiful for sure, but it's just one page in a much richer, more exciting story. The real Netherlands is out here, waiting to surprise you. Now it's your turn. What are the most surprising places you've discovered, in the Netherlands or anywhere else? Share your stories in the comments below. I'd love to read about the hidden gems you've found. And if you enjoyed this journey beyond the brochure, make sure to like this video and subscribe. We have many more adventures planned, and we'd love for you to come along for the ride. Thanks for watching.